Hi, all. Welcome to a podcast in which we talk about how to pause without crushing. Today we have here Rahul. And Rahul, give us an overview about what did you study? How did you ended up taking it forward in your career, which led you to which role you have today?
So, from my study background, I'm a mechanical engineer that I studied in my bachelor's. Then I worked as a automation engineer in maintenance for a company in India. Then I came to Germany for my master's, and I had to complete my master's in sustainable technology management and engineering with focus on the automotive industry, including some parts of mobility also. So, those were the things that I did. And in my master's, it was a really interesting course from SRH University Berlin. I learned basically got a lot about data, like data analysis, machine learning algorithms, and then like the basics of AI, deep learning, neural networks. Then from the automotive point of view, we learned about future mobility concepts, what are the new things into the market. So there's something called new mobility. That's also really interesting. And then from the automation point of view, I got to know like Siemens softwares, like the digital twin. There's this TIA portal for automation and many different things.
Let's talk about your journey of how did you come to Germany? How was your entire experience during that period of when you were doing your studies? And what were you doing? Is it just studies, or were you also working through the side, or were you burning out your blocked account?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, and I think most of the students are faced with these questions like, what do I do? How do I take care of my finances? And do I have to use my own money, or can I get a job easily? Or there are too many questions.
So let's start with the first one. When did you come to Germany?
So I came to Germany in I think it was May of 2023. It was super interesting. I arrived on the 13th, and the last day to register at my university was 15th. So it was super close, and I was feeling the thrill.
So when you came in, you were right in to the system.
Yeah.
Yes. And how did you ended up liking the bureaucracy then? Because when you came in, you had 2 days time to, get your things done.
The entry was facing the bureaucracy directly, and I got to know that it's going to be a bit difficult. Things take their own time here, and then it was super difficult to find an accommodation, and
That's
then
true.
to get an Anmeldung. At that time, the Anmeldung process was not that simple. Like the appointments were very, very rare. Sometimes they were like 3 months in the future, and it was super complex back then. Nowadays, you can find it on the same day.
Yeah,
It wasn't like that.
Yes. So back in the days when you were, settling up, was it a hustle for you?
Yeah, it was sort of a hustle. Actually, I had the block account with me and other things, but still, going out, trying to find an accommodation was in itself like a hustle. Believe me, I had to contact different friends, ask around my friends who were in India, do you know somebody who's in Germany? Can they help me find an accommodation? And it was like a total chaos. Because to get an accommodation, I think even for German people, the Berliners, it's very difficult. Especially I was trying to find something that was in the proximity of my university so that I won't have to travel too much. Eventually, I was lucky. I found something, and the hustle is real.
How long did it take for you to, from the time you came to when the time you ended up getting a part-time job, or did you not do a part-time job and ended up spending your entire blocked account?
No, I think for the part-time opportunities, there are multiple options. The easiest ones is like something you can go online and apply.
Okay.
So I started with Lieferando, had a mini job there. After 2-3 months, one of my friends recommended that we have an opening at McDonald's. Would you like to join? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I went to McDonald's, asked them, do you have a job? And they were like, yeah, we have one. That was another experience, but I think it's all about availability, how things become available to you, and take your time. Well, let people know that you want something and things will happen.
Yeah. And during your time break, which was the 8 months, were you, it was post your studies, that was for sure. And were you working during that time?
So I continued my job at McDonald's. I converted it from a student job to a part-time position.
Okay.
Uh, I didn't want to work like full time at McDonald's. I want to have some time for myself also, but eventually you have to pay your rent. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to take care of your expenses. So that's expenses. So that's why I was like, let's do it part time.
Well, I think so. During your opportunity, like for searching for a new job, you ended up working there for 8 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I think it was a conscious decision for me.
Mm-hmm.
I went into like taking care of my mental health because I realized I had some issues. I think, yeah, also in India, we don't give too much like value and perspective to these things.
Mm-hmm.
But coming to Germany helped me to focus on myself quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I realized I had some issues, took some help for it,
Mm.
and life improved like 100%, more than 100%.
And did you face a burnout then? Because work and studies, and then once you're done with your studies, taking that 8 months of break, was it because of a burnout that you had to do that?
So I think there was a factor of burnout there,
Okay.
but the burnout went away in the first 1 or 2 months,
Okay.
and then I realized I have some other issues also. So then I went out and took some help, and yeah, things started improving eventually.
Mm.
But again, the job market was slow. I don't want to like say that I was totally on a break. I was applying for jobs, but the companies also take the sweet time,
Mm.
like myself.
If I can ask, like, how many jobs did you apply for before getting the first ever working student, or the mini job that you mentioned about while you were studying?
So the mini job actually being in a community, that was super easy. I got to know through my friends that the Liferando was hiring.
Okay.
So part-time positions were through also like networking. I never went to like restaurants and asked for a job.
So networking did play a key role
I
in
think
getting you into something.
it does everywhere.
Nice.
It's a world of humans, yeah.
Yeah.
We are not living in a computer world or something. The things work through eventually humans. And the current role also I landed because I went to the founders. I asked them, do they need somebody?
Hmm.
And they said yes.
And did you ended up standing out, or was it just that you focusing just on your studies, or were there some other side hustles that you were doing, like building up skills, going on some networking events? Were there other, add-on stuffs that you did to it?
Actually, during my studies, I was very focused on my studies,
Mm.
and I had some personal reasons to do that and to be so serious in my studies.
Mm.
But as soon as I completed my studies, I started going out to events. One of the events where we met,
Exactly.
and that was, I think, one of the wonderful things that has happened to me. But yeah, going out to events, trying to take up new skills. New skills doesn't mean that you're taking up like something totally new, like photography or something, but it can be something you learned in your life way back and you didn't go into depth. Now you have the time, you would like to go into depth, you can like polish that skill. So that's one of the things I did during my career break. So
Nice.
I polished up some good skills, and in my new job they are being really appreciated.
And do you think that building up that skills were integral for you to be you where you are today?
Yeah, so I think skills and habits are what makes a man a man. Like
Okay.
makes Rahul Rahul, makes Bennett Bennett.
Okay.
Otherwise, we are all just the same. It's just bones and flesh, nothing special. But the skills are what make you you. For example, being an engineer, I have to have some certain skills,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what the companies look into. That's what even if I take on some project, I need to have some specific set of skills.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think it's not just about the skills, it's about the will to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get to know how to learn new things,
Mm-hmm.
it gets much more easier.
Well, in that level, when you took the career break and when you were just focusing on building that entire scenario up. Did you ever had a fear that you might not get into a full-time position? Did that ever haunt you?
Oh yes, I think that does haunt everybody, especially being in a new country,
Yeah.
which is like a scary scenario in its own. But there were times I was feeling very low, and I thought about going back to my home country, and things were not going so hunky dory, and yeah, I had my family at that time with me. They were the ones supporting me. I'm very close to my family. I think many people are, but even if you're not, you must have somebody that you can talk to in your life. I think that's a very healthy relationship that you should have with somebody. Doesn't matter. It can be your family, it can be your friends, it can be your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever.
Nice. And did that fear ended up building you resilient over the time?
Yeah, very, 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 very nice perspective on that. It did help me build a lot of resilience, and also working at McDonald's.
Yeah.
I got sometimes we have all sorts of people at fast food restaurants. Sometimes we had the worst people, and so it helped me, getting good at conflict management.
Ah.
So I don't get agitated with the scenarios because eventually everything's gonna pass away, and then there's no point in being agitated. So yeah, I've built quite a lot of resilience in the past 3 years.
Is there any habits or hobbies or, any time that you would like to take from your full-time studies to your full-time job?
So yeah, actually, when you get to your job, you I think at some skill you stop or slow down your learning.
Yeah.
But in the university, it was really fun, studying artificial intelligence in one semester, and the next semester you are into like future mobility concepts or data analysis or research and development, something like that. But in the job, it's if you have a certain profile, you stop learning on some spectrum. You start diving deep into the same stuff. But for me, like juggling with different topics and different subjects was real fun.
And Rahul, you were building IoT, machine learning, prototypes for Deutsche Bahn. So that was also your dream role, if I'm correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why did you walk away for a career break right after that?
So that's a nice question, Bennett, from your side, and I appreciate it. So there are some complexities when you're working for these big companies. Internships are something that you can get not very easily, but it's easier to still get your foot in. But sometimes they have real strict requirements about full-time jobs or full-time placements. So I was not able to fulfill one of them, which is like a very high level of German, almost native. So that takes time for everybody. I don't think anybody. There are some people who can do it, but I was not the one. I had to follow like balance between my studies and, working also. So that was one of the reasons that I didn't go for a full-time role, and feeling a bit burned out after completing a master's and working also, but at the same time. So I was like, let me take my time.
So in this particular segment, we call you the career high flyer, somebody who has been there as a student, then have actually taken the pause in between to reflect on yourself and to work on something better and to gain something out of it during that 8 months of transition. How do you maintain, a high flyer confidence when the market is quiet?
So again, the market being quiet has nothing to do with yourself. You need to like make that a very big bullet point into your mind. It has to be like on top. Whenever you feel low, whenever you feel depressed, or whenever you feel like, oh, I'm not worth it or something, you need to get back to that point that currently the market is quiet. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's not even the market's fault. It's the point of time we are in as humanity. Everybody's struggling for jobs, especially I think even more so into the tech market. So you have to always remember the same thing, that it's not you, and being confident. I think that comes from your skills. Keep building the skills, and also focus on your mental health well-being.
Yeah. Do you think that the current market is approachable?
I think it totally depends on your perspective. If you're trying to like work at Volkswagen, if you're trying to work at some big company, BMW, Porsche, those positions are not very approachable because you have to like apply there, send your CVs, or maybe go to some job events where they have the stall or something in the big event. And even there, you will get to meet only people that are like the marketing people. You won't get access to the HRs or the team managers. So I think you need to like level up your expectations. What are you trying to, aim for? What are your goals? Are you satisfied with, working in a startup? You might have to work more than the allotted hours because it's a startup and you're trying to complete projects, not just a job. So you have to like level up your expectations also, and also be realistic. Don't think of like, oh, I'll get a job at Porsche and then I will have a Porsche of my own, a house of my own. Just tone down your expectations and try to get in line with the reality. And I think things should work out then.
And do you have any suggestion for students who are out there, especially in the German market, on how can they balance this focus on mental health and well-being, and also on how they can improve their language parallelly, and also take a relaxed pause and build on something which they think is ideal?
So that's a very interesting question, and I think most of the people are struggling with that currently. I too was struggling with it, and sometimes now also I do, and that's a very reasonable struggle. I think everybody goes through it. So I think you just have to set up your priorities. For example, for me, for some time, the only priority was my mental health well-being. And when I improved my mental health, I became much more confident about everything else. So just to break down your problems, to set up your priorities, that helps quite a lot. And another thing is just to go out to events, meet new people. And somebody I know, she's a born and raised German.
Okay.
But she has her roots back in India. She told me like, Rahul, don't take anything personally in Germany. So just go out there, ask people, hey, what are you doing here? And if they're interesting, then they will talk to you. All the same goes for learning German, interacting with German people. Go out there, be out there, and just try to interact as much as you can. Also try to have fun. When you're having fun, you learn languages even faster.
That's true.
Yeah.
And let's wind up this thing with one major question. So what is that one automation habit that you embedded in yourself during that time that keeps your life from getting more too complex?
So another interesting question from your side, Bennett. Love where this is leading to. But for me, automation also means, in the human perspective, it can also mean just your daily routines. To follow something like religiously. It could be anything like waking up on a fixed point of time, having good eating habits. So I usually cook my own food, so I have total control on what goes into my body. Staying away from ultra processed foods, I think that's one factor.
Okay.
But and in the sense of automation, it's just having a very good routine, having a healthy routine, trying to work on yourself as much as you can. Yeah, that's it from my side.
Perfect. With that, our first session of Career High Flyers comes to an end. If you liked it, do follow and subscribe to Ben the Mentor. And we look forward to seeing you in one of another sessions. Thank you.